Hello everyone and welcome back to Kali, Call of Darkness, Season 3, Episode 6. Amala realizes she's been knee-deep in blood all this time. Her attitude toward Calcutta changes drastically. Let's go. Tell them all that you've had it with their shit. Episode 6, Blood and Fire. Warning, this episode contains descriptions of cruelty, bloodshed, and murder. Okay. The door flung open. Indira flinched slightly but tried to hide it. What took you so long?
Okay, Vimal. I could ask you the same thing. It's been for you to leave. It's time for you to leave. Hurry up, or we're all going to get in trouble.
Indira yelled for her daughter to be quicker and returned her attention to her bags. She asked anxiously,
How much time do we have left?
If my brother gets suspicious, blood will be spilled. No one will be spared, not even you.
He won't dare touch me. What am I, a stranger?
Nothing is more important to the Dubais than loyalty. By fleeing India, you're stabbing Devadas in the back.
I'm not so crazy as to sacrifice my children.
Let's go, Indira.
As if the child that everyone is talking about will be born, he'll be a vessel for pure evil. I don't want that.
Vimal shook his head. A few dark curls fell over his young face.
You cannot escape fate. Kali Yuga will begin, which means that the child will be born.
Indira threw her things in the bag irritably, then turned sharply to Vimal. You're the one who supported my decision to run away. Whose side are you on, damn it? Honestly, whose side are you on, damn it?
First you agree that we need to escape, then you justify that maniac. Make up your mind.
Woo! Let's go, Grandma.
Calm down. I'm begging you to hurry up. Devadas will spare no resources to find you.
You have to do something about him. With every passing day, he looks less like himself, this bloodlust.
The burden he carries as the head of the family forces his hand, you know that.
I know only one thing. I will not put my children into the tiger's mouth.
Then leave all these useless rags. Call Utah and flee Calcutta immediately. If Devadas catches you, he will do anything to get these things into motion so that the Brahim's prophecy is fulfilled.
Indira just pursed her lips.
If Kali Yuga comes with the birth of a child, then that child cannot be born.
Okay, what happened? Why did we see that? I woke up when we hit another bump. For the first couple of seconds, I couldn't figure out where I was. A moment ago, I was standing in the Basu family home, and now I was in a car. Killian was driving. Everyone else stared out the windows in silence. The closer we got to the village, the thicker the heavy storm clouds became. For this trip, I had chosen to dress as comfortably as possible. Oh. And I had to fix my hair. Young Vimal helped Grandma escape, but for some reason he chose not to tell me about it. Maybe he was worried that Devadas would find out, or that Amrit would sense my nervousness and tell his father. The Dubai brothers played an important role in the past, but I don't believe anything was just a simple act of kindness. What child were they talking about? They spoke as if Kali Yuga would only begin after birth. Is this what Ratan kept saying? Mine and Amrit's baby? I touched my stomach, worried. During Durga Puja, we weren't careful enough. What if the prophecy comes true? Amrit knew what we were destined to do. This was all premeditated, no doubt about that. He said that Devadas and Indira were close. Does this mean that they were romantically involved? Is this why Grandma was sure that Devadas wouldn't harm her? I ran my finger through my hair and sighed, irritated. Priyanka was also helping them escape. I wish I could ask her more about it, but I don't want to have anything to do with her anymore. Even though she tried to deny it, I'm sure that Priyanka plays an essential role in the sect. That's why Aryan didn't let Yaya attend Sana's wedding. He knew that Devadas was going to kill Manu. They knew what would happen. As Sana said, everything had been carefully planned. This is the kind of cruelty Grandma was talking about. Their thirst for blood started 23 years ago. You know that Devadas was involved in Manu's murder. Yeah, I knew. I won't be surprised if the knife used to kill Manu is suspiciously similar to Kalidas, the Dubai's ritual blade. Let's go. I need to ask Amrit to show it to me. You know what the murder weapon looks like. Yes. Lima broke the silence. It smells too good for an old rental car. I would even say it's delicious.
I can smell it too.
Must be my perfume. That's funny.
Smells lovely. Please stay close to me next time we find a rotting corpse.
That's funny. Amala, your friendship with everyone has improved. Aw. Oh, because of my perfume? That's funny.
We're almost there, right?
Yes, but it's all suspiciously quiet, don't you think? The last time we approached the village, there were people and noise everywhere.
Looking at the sky warily, I caught a glimpse of a flying bird. At first I thought it might be an owl again, an omen of death. Then the bird landed on a tree and I realized it was a raven. What does a raven say? Oh my God, it's rotten out. There is no one left. Did you see the skeleton on the ground? Even before we managed to park, we all noticed that there was something wrong with the village. It was completely empty, old, as if it had been abandoned for years. Look at it! Look at that corpse there!
Looks like a ghost town. Are you sure we're in the right place?
We got out of the car, looking around in confusion. Gabriel, who had never been there before, raised his eyebrows.
Look at this place! Is this the village? But it's in ruins. It was different last time. People lived here.
And where have they gone? That Kiran. Where have they gone? Where are all the people? I noticed Kiran touching his head and wincing. His eyes were bloodshot. Maybe they left the place immediately after our visit? Now that would be a little too dramatic. Killian crouched, looking at the derelict houses. He frowned.
I don't understand a bloody thing. It looks like no one lived here for many years now.
Oh, we were here less than a month ago. A sense of dread was building up inside me. I was ready to believe anything. They must have fled. No one has lived here. We must have gone the wrong way. They must have fled. They must have felt threatened by our arrival. They were afraid of having said too much. This happened before.
And how do you explain the fact that everything is old and dilapidated?
The village architecture didn't look particularly sound last time already. Everything looked pretty simple, didn't it? Maybe. The group will remember what you said, okay?
Let's split up and take a look around. Whoa, you can't be serious.
Kiran. Hell no. Lima. Until we figure out what happened here, I won't move more than an inch from your side. Woo!
Stop whining. What are you, a kid?
Gabriel, be nice to Lima. How do we know what awaits us here? Do you want us all killed one by one?
You have a vivid imagination.
Nuh-uh, at this point, she saw everything. So poor Gabriel. Why am I being dragged into this? If I support Lima, it goes down with Gabriel. If I choose Gabriel, it goes down with Lima. You know what? Support Gabriel. I mean, if we can find someone, that's a good thing, right? I agree that it would be a good idea to split up. This place is completely empty. I doubt anyone is waiting for an opportunity to pounce on us.
This is a terrible idea, Mala.
Your friendship with Gabriel has grown a little stronger. Here's what I learned during my time here. The beauty of India is that everything happens unexpectedly and according to its own rules. T. Lima. We can't possibly tell whether someone is waiting for us here or not.
Are you afraid of the big bad wolf?
Gabriel, I think she already met you, big bad wolf. Fuck off. Ooh! Sorry. Sorry. Killian intervened. Please, Killian.
Stop it, Grant. You're not in charge here. But apparently I'm the only one who hasn't lost his mind.
Gabriel, be nice. You know... Go alone. Let's stop arguing. Oh my God. That's not why we came here. Since not all of us agreed to split up, let's not do that. This village is tiny. Looking around will take us 15 minutes at most. Gabriel didn't say anything. He crossed his arms and looked somewhere to the side. We started walking around. Oh my god. They're all children. Oh my god. There are owls. The ravens' cawing became louder. After passing a few more dilapidated houses, we found another abandoned street. The ground was charred and the houses were all in ruins and overgrown with weeds. People had left this place and nature had taken over. We exchanged glances. Killian ruffled his hair, puzzled. It was clear to everyone that something had happened here. But when? As soon as we left. Suddenly I heard an almost imperceptible whisper. I turned around, but I couldn't see anything. It was a barely audible, and I couldn't make out the words. Or maybe it was the familiar headache I used to get in that place that was driving me insane.
Yes, I agree.
With what?
With Amala. This is a cursed place.
I didn't say anything. Everyone looked at Kiran. He looked slightly embarrassed, but a moment later he said,
"Oh, I only meant to say that the whole place looks definitely abandoned."
He tried to talk his way out of it, but I know there's something wrong with him. There's no point in just wandering around. We need to do something. I think we should... Oh my god! Finding Mahavir the Brahmi, find Rani the villager, search more. I have to pay 47 gems to find this man? Find Mahavir the Brahmi. I'm about to cry. Do you remember that old man who lives on the outskirts of town? Even if the villagers were threatened by something and fled, no one would dare harm Ibrahim. Maybe he's still here and will tell us what happened?
I remember him. Yes, let's go.
As we approached the small building, we were greeted by a smell that had become way too familiar during our time here. It reeks of decay, not a good sign. I noticed the ravens on the way here. I stopped Kiran from entering by raising my hand. I didn't want him to go any further.
That's not fair. Kiran!
It's not up for discussion. You stay here and don't come near the house. There's nothing for you to see there. You promise to do whatever I tell you. Will you keep your word? Kiran didn't answer, scoffing and crossing his arms, but he stopped walking. Sir, you really don't want to see a dead body. You don't. Without saying a word to each other, we began to look for the source of the smell. We were looking for a body. A painful thought hit me. What if someone had attacked the villagers and we were going to find their bodies one by one? But that was not how things turned out to be.
What the...
We turned to the sound of Gabriel's voice. He was standing on the other side of the house, staring intently ahead. Kiran craned his neck from the distance. Kiran is so cute, honestly. I walked to Gabriel on stiff leg.
Is there really a dead body?
What makes you think that? Stay here and be quiet.
But you just... Oh, forget it.
Kiran... I feel bad for Kiran. Like, honestly, he's going through something and she only thinks about herself. Kiran abruptly stopped talking. I was starting to get really worried, but first I had to go to Gabriel. Oh my god, why? We knew it. Honestly, she's stupid. Like, she actually wrote down all of these notes, so she had to know. But honestly, I am hurt because we know these rituals are being done by AMRIT. When did he do that? A frightened gasp escaped my lips when my worst assumption proved correct. Oh!
What? What is it? Is it a dead body? Stay where you are.
Killian as well. He wants to prevent his innocence. The mutilated and decapitated body of Ibrahim lay against a blood-smeared wall, painted with the Kaligar symbol. I covered my mouth with my hand and backed away a couple of steps. Killing Ibrahim? Who dared to offend the gods like that?
Is there an actual dead person there?
Kiran! Lima and Gabriel looked at the body, disheartened.
Do they even care about things like that?
You don't understand. They kill for religious reasons, and there's nothing worse than attacking the highest caste of the enlightened.
Well, apparently there is.
Killian.
Same though.
Everything is per usual. Naked, decapitated, with a mark. A number? Grimacing in disgust, Gabriel touched the corpse a couple of times to find the number. I smiled bitterly. 7. The Ritos. This is the work of Devadas to buy in the sect, of course. They are descendants of Brahims themselves. To kill one of their own, they must have a good reason. It was marked on the calendar at the end of last month. He was killed just recently, and you marked all of those dates because I said so, and you weren't capable to do anything, as per usual, because you broke into Devada's office. You know that killing the Brahim was part of the plan. This is the 7th victim. Grant backed away, looking at me questioningly.
I think I need your help. There are too many symbols to be just one number.
We all crouched next to each other when Gabriel pointed to the old man's cold, pale gray hand. The letters were scratched into his skin with some sort of improvised tool. It was done while he was still alive. This was clear because of the blood that had coagulated near the wounds as they were inflicted.
What did you find? If you won't let me look, at least tell me.
Honey, it's Bengali. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. I stared at the symbols until the meaning dawned on me. Recoiling, I whispered, Messiah.
What?
I cleared my throat and said louder, Messiah, that's what it says.
What's that supposed to mean? Is that addressed to us?
You got the Brahim's body in time and found his message.
For the one who started it all.
What? Kir, are you feeling alright? I think he's kind of like, there are people, we see things from one side, and he's kind of like, the master child. Like he's a wonder child. He's capable to sense the things that no one can and see things that we can't, He said he's seeing different things. But he said he could never actually understand what it was. And we said only a name, and he said that sentence. He said he can't read Bengali. How come he can say what that is? We said it was written. We said that there was that meant Messiah. How come he could say that sentence? Kir, are you feeling alright?
Every time I say something, you all start staring at me. I'll shut up then.
No, Kiran! There's something wrong with him. I can't let him out of my sight. What was the Brahim trying to tell us? Were they waiting for someone? Messiah, it's like a messenger, so I suppose so. It fits into what I dreamed about the way here. Vaimal and Grandma were discussing a baby. Kir said for the one who starts it all. Is this a reference to the fact that I'm destined to become a mother? Wait. Why am I even thinking about my brother's words? Because you know better. A child who could become the start of it all, but whose child, mine and Amrit's, the one the Basus and the Dubais expected from our union?
Everything looks pretty straightforward. The members of the sect came here, frightened the people into leaving, and killed the poor old man.
I don't think it's that straightforward at all. Why would they scare the people? They have been more subtle so far. And why kill the old man? He should have been off limits.
If there were any hopes for this place, they have just vanished.
Really, Gabriel?
We need to call our people here, get them to take the body.
Kiran turned a little pale. He put on a brave face, but he clearly wasn't coping too well with this. I know what else we should check. Vej's house. Maybe we'll even find him there.
Who are we talking about? Your old lousy guide.
Gabriel, yes, though. Kilian and Lima realized what I was getting at. They knew what role Ratan had played in the temple of Durga back then. Kiran knew that too.
Mr. Vaish? The very same Mr. Vaish? Yes, it makes sense. And this?
He nodded at the Brahim.
Let's leave it for now. He won't go anywhere.
That. With one last glance at the bloody symbol, we walked away. I wasn't even surprised when Ratan's house appeared in front of us untouched. The whispers in my head grew quieter. Killing Ibrahim is one thing. Taking a swing at a god is quite another. Even Amrit is not arrogant enough to do something like that. He's challenging the goddess. I don't think he would try to kill someone that actually is supposed to be part of the elite people. He'd get struck by lightning for even thinking of meddling with the divine.
What the hell? This seems to be the only building that's left standing. Building? More like a shack or something.
Ooh! Kiran looked doubtfully at the house as if he didn't want to walk in.
Everything is exactly like last time.
I can't say that I'm surprised. After inspecting the ground, and since no one answered the door, it became clear we were completely alone there. There was no point in holding back any longer, so we entered the already familiar house. It was starting to get dark.
Not bad for a place that's otherwise in ruins. Ooh, I want to get out of here before night falls. We're not going to stay here, are we? There's no point in staying since there isn't anything for us to find.
Maybe there is, though. All the most terrible things happen at night.
Great, so we're waiting until night falls. How uplifting and encouraging. No, I agree with Liam. Kiran, though. Stop being a coward, girl.
Understand how you feel. If I had a choice, I would also turn around and leave. But we knew what we were doing. There's no way we'll ever learn anything without getting into some kind of trouble.
Yes, I get it. This place is ominous. So what? We wait here until it gets dark. This is nonsense.
Normally, Killian would have undoubtedly been as skeptical as Grant, but recent events had completely changed most of the group's opinion on what was going on in Calcutta. Kindness of goddess, of course. Something terrible happened here. It's obvious. People do not usually disappear without a trace. I want to find out where they are.
Why do you put their fate before your own safety indoors?
Because the dead want to be heard. If we leave everything like this, we'll get hurt. An hour later, the sky went dark. Killian, Lima, and Kiran were warming up the food they had brought with them while chatting with each other. I was laying on the couch trying to fight a headache. Gabriel was sitting nearby watching me.
Are you feeling sick?
Yes, I always get sick here. Why? Are you worried about me?
Yes.
Gabriel?
If you feel sick, why the hell did we stay here? I don't see the logic in your decision. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I sighed wearily, looking at Grant. Be friendly. Don't you ask for my help? Didn't you ask for my help? You want to get closer to the Dubais, right? Please do as I ask. Next time I will reciprocate and do the same. Grant didn't say anything at first.
Although I don't really understand what we're doing here, I'm just as tense as you are.
I doubt it. He lowered his voice a little.
I know Lightwood and Burke well. They're not acting like themselves. Lightwood seems to be preparing for something. He's anxious and withdrawn. That's not a good sign. And Lima is also not her usual calm and collected self. She seems lost. Their reaction bothers me a lot more than some in Bannon Village.
Because they know now. Of course, you couldn't care less about the missing villagers.
Don't be sarcastic, Amala. It's not the time.
I think he's just trying to talk to me to get us to understand each other. Your friendship has improved. My headache was getting worse. I started massaging my temples to calm the ringing in my ears. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Damn, it's happening again. It really drained me last time. Turning my head to the side to stretch my neck, I saw my reflection in the window. I looked exhausted and wait. Huh? In the reflection, I was in a completely different place. I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw a dirty, damp, dilapidated room. I looked around perplexed. The room was clean, dry, and tidy. Everything looks the same here, but there? Everything was completely different, as if I was looking at two entirely different places, or at the same place but many years apart. I started to feel really scared. As soon as I noticed this airy detail, the chorus of voices in my head began to speak louder and more intensely. Damn it, my head is going to split in two. Wait, what did Ratan teach me? Not to run away from the call, but respond to it. Relax and let the voices speak to me. I got up from the sofa and turned to leave. Kiran, who was munching on a sandwich, called out to me.
Mala, where are you going?
Just to get some fresh air. Are you okay?
Aside from the fact that we're here? Yes, I guess.
Good, stay here. I won't be a moment. I have a headache. With that, I left. The night air pleasantly cooled my skin. Closing my eyes, I listened to the unintelligible muttering inside my mind. I know you're here, gathered around, trying to reach me. There, now I'm standing here in front of you. Take me where you need. Show me everything. I remembered something else Ratan told me. My sickness was the result of lost souls being drawn to me. Yeah, they'd been killed in that yellow part of the forest, and now they were wandering in search of someone to cling to. I was like a beacon for them, which they would follow as long as possible. Priya had also told me that. But we have those tattoos that Ratan gave us. You know the reason for your headache, of course. He told us that, though. The voices echoed from the forest as if the black treetops were the ones calling me. Normally, I would have thought it unsafe to venture in there, but nothing had felt normal since we had arrived in that village. My feet carried me to the woods. You are insane. Killian is going to murder me. No, I'm gonna murder you. Why would you even think about going into that forest? It was disturbingly unnaturally quiet, and the fact that this is turning is making me feel even more terrified. All I could hear were the snapping twigs under my shoes. As soon as I set foot in the forest, the voices in my head went silent. Stumbling forward, I peered into the darkness. This woman is actually insane. My heart sank when a silhouette appeared before my eyes. Huh? Scared, I froze for a moment, but I still took a few timid steps toward it. This woman is insane. I saw the woman back there. It was just my mind playing tricks on me, nothing but a bush swaying in the wind. Stupid coward. I need to be careful. Even if it was just a bush this time, real dangers are still out here. The last thing I want is getting murdered. I slowed down, carefully listening to the silence. I closed my eyes, trying to focus on any noise. I heard the beating of my heart, quiet, measured. Then it got a little faster than usual. The pace was actually getting faster by the second. Where are we going? I looked ahead. Dozens of eyes were now staring right at me. Oh my God, what is she doing? Needy and hungry, getting under my skin and making it itch in disgust. Hazy silhouettes with burning eyes were all around me. A cold draft rushed at my ankles, and I caught a glimpse of movement nearby. A frightened gasp got stuck in my throat, and I couldn't make a sound. I had to make an effort to shake myself off and whisper, "Who are you?" If they were waiting for me, maybe this is it? It must be. I stepped back and the silhouettes came closer. Silent, faceless, smoke was trailing behind them like a cape. It wasn't fog, but actually smoke. I could smell the burnt wood. They got even closer and I suddenly realized I was their main target. Having lured me into the forest, separating me from the others from the living, these creatures were finally able to get to me. I didn't know whether they meant to hurt me or were simply following me. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. But then ugly holes opened up under their empty, horrible eye sockets. The creatures howled as if in pain or boiling with rage. My instinct was telling me one thing: run. This was not what I expected to see or feel. A cold panic washed over me. It took me a moment to turn around and run away. I ran as fast as I could, my own breathing drowning out any other sound. The world around me blurred into an endless stream in front of me. I could only see a small dot, the place I was running to. Run! Trying not to stop or get out of breath, I used the very last drops of my strength. Run! Leave! You can now play as Kiran and learn new information. Meanwhile, Kiran had his own problems, which forced him to act. He was sitting there enduring a splitting headache. He had a headache too? He had been feeling awful for the last couple of days. His thoughts muddled. Kiran could not tell the difference between reality and dreams, or rather nightmares. He closed his eyes, trying not to show his discomfort. Everyone had already enough problems of their own. What's wrong with my child?
My head is going to explode. I don't understand. Maybe I've gone completely deaf.
Honey!
I think Mala's talking to me, but then she actually isn't. Either I'm crazy or I need to get my hearing checked.
Nah, I think he's hearing whispers. Like the whispers we hear as soon as we step into this land. He hears the whispers.
It all started as soon as we got here. There's something seriously wrong with this place. It smells of burning decay, death. As the Vaish said, I can't have any visions like Mala. Then what the hell is going on with me? Where did these whispers come from?
Perhaps the goddess, like the souls are talking to him? If he doesn't have any visions, perhaps he can hear things from above. I don't know. Or from the other world. Perhaps he hears the whispers, I don't know, from gods that tell him how some things are. Or he hears those ghosts, like those boots, like no one else is hearing them. He looked at his hands and saw that they were shaking. His skin was beaded in sweat. He felt like he was running a fever.
I'm going to get some air. Is that okay?
My child.
No.
Killian.
But I'm feeling hot. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to get some air. Kiran, can you just...
No.
Hey, what's wrong with you? What do you mean?
He looked into his own reflection in the window to try to see what Killian was seeing. Killian was referring to his bloodshot eyes and the dark circles under them, but Kiran saw something completely different. What do you see?
What the hell? What's the matter?
What do you see? He rushed out of the house. Everyone followed him. What's wrong with you, honey? As he was trying to breathe in the cool night air, Kiran noticed the smell of something burning. A gentle hand touched his shoulder. Hey, are you alright? Are you having a panic attack?
No, I just...
Tell them about the voices. Just tell them.
I feel like I'm going crazy. My head is buzzing and I keep hearing a constant whisper in my ears.
A whisper?
Yes, I'm well aware that you can't hear it. Maybe Mala can't either. She complained of a headache. Do migraines run in the family?
No, but visions, supernatural powers run in the family.
No way, only madness runs in our family.
That's funny. Kiran shrugged of Lima's hand. Normally he wouldn't have reacted that way, but the pain was eating away at his strength, leaving only unbearable frustration. Lima was very understanding. Killian intervened.
Don't get angry, we believe you. But where's Amala?
Kiran told the others about the voices. This will affect the plot. Okay.
Yes, actually, where did she go?
She ran away like she always does. What's that? Everyone turned their heads in the same direction and saw scarlet flames burning on the horizon.
There's a fire in the distance.
Maybe Amala is there?
Well, of course. Where else would she bloody be? Hell, we can't leave Kiran here. I can handle it, I promise. I won't leave your side. Let's go find her. We better walk on the side of the forest.
Everyone agreed, and they left the house. You're a horrible girl. The edge of the forest was close. I was only a few feet away from it. I felt a cold blast of air. They were catching up to me. Suddenly I noticed a fiery red glow in the sky, like a sunrise or a fire. I began to choke now, tasting ash and acrid smoke on my tongue instead of fresh forest air. What the hell? It seemed to be in the direction of the village where my friends were. In my final spirit, I had to get past a thick layer of ivy that covered the ground. I'm feeling very bad here. Dodge it, trip over it, jump over it, dodge it? I deftly changed trajectory, avoiding the intricate and lush overgrown plant. Finally, let's go. Finally, I managed to get out of the forest. Get out of that damn forest. As soon as the air around me warmed up, I realized that I was no longer being chased. My adrenaline crashed. My body felt as heavy as lead, and I was exhausted. My legs gave out, and I fell to the ground. Great. Now we're in the village, and they are in the forest. That's so funny. Oh, God. Rocks and roots immediately scratched my face and hands. Holy. The others who had been searching for me all this time found me in that state.
Amala, what the hell?
Killian suddenly stopped talking, noticing how I looked. I was breathless and terrified. My hair was tousled, my eyes wide. Wild. There was...
What were you doing in the bloody forest? Let her catch a breath. We'll talk later. If she is here, what's going on over there?
Over there? What are you looking at? I was trying to calm down my breathing. Lima pointed somewhere to the side. You were gone for a long time. We came out to look for you, and there... Did someone want to get rid of the body? Like they put the body on fire? She pointed at the glow and smoke that were coming from the distance. "We saw the fire. We thought you..."
That's when we heard you scream from the forest. God, you almost gave me a heartache.
Honestly, people, Killian is like the best out of everyone in here. Literally, you are not together with him, and he's still acting like this. Get you a man like this.
God, you almost gave me a heart attack.
Scream? I don't even remember screaming. Where did that fire come from?
It's probably some kind of arson to make us leave. It's a plausible guess. Consider how much the locals hate the British. We need to go check it out.
Without waiting for an answer, he led us in that direction. Killian followed him, but not before glaring at me worried. Killian is such a good guy. I love this man. The closer we got, the more suffocating the smell of smoke became. Oh my god. This looks like a magical place at this point. Suddenly there was smoldering coal dotted on the ground. I stopped and looked around warily, knowing that it was impossible for it to be a real fire. But the smell of burning intensified. The air was much warmer, and it really felt like a fire was burning somewhere nearby. And yet from what we could see, that was not true. It was impossible, but we were still at a good distance from the orange glow. No, something's wrong. My arms and legs feel limp. Am I really going to pass out now? I thought that maybe I was having another vision, but everyone's frightened faces said otherwise. Can you smell it? Something really is burning. Do you see it too?
What do you mean too?
Suddenly Gabriel's eyes widened in horror. He started looking around. Uh-oh. Oh my god! Oh, hold up. Is everyone seeing them?
What is that?
Oh, not again. Shadows began thicken around us. They were the same ones that had been chasing me in the forest. I wanted to say something to calm everyone down, but suddenly I realized that I was also scared to death. Killian recovered first. He pulled out his gun and stood in front of me and Lima and Kiran. Killian is such a good guy. He's my next road. I don't care. He's my next road. He moved his arm in protective gesture.
Grant, don't just stand there. Can you see that things are getting out of hand?
Killian.
Yes, but what is this? What are these creatures? Shut your mouth and take your gun out.
Killian is the man. Killian shoved him roughly in the shoulder, trying to bring him back to his senses.
Keep your questions for later.
Oh my god, slap him in the face! Slap who in the face? Come on, wake up, Gabriel, please. Honestly, I already tried it. So I tried playing with fire when I gave him the keys to my apartment. So Gabriel, please help Killian. But Grant didn't seem to hear us. Wheezing, he clawed at his throat. His eyes opened wide. What is going on? What? God. He fell to his knees as if he was having a seizure. A seizure? What? Hold up. Are these ghosts trying to possess him? Like, like what they're trying to do to us? They're trying to cling to someone. Is that what they're doing to him? Killian swore under his breath and said,
Never mind. Get behind me.
What is this? The shadows were thickening, howling louder. There was something heartbreaking in their screams, full of pain and suffering. Oh my god, look at Gabriel on the ground. I blinked several times, my eyes stinging because of the smoke.
The head is going to explode.
Holding him closer to me, I squinted, trying to see something. Right at that moment, we were blinded by a bright burst of flames. What is this? What is this? What is this supposed to be? The shadow's howl was replaced by a chorus of human voices. They were cries of pain and screams full of panic. There was complete chaos around us. People in local clothes were rushing back and forth. Someone was lying face down on the ground. Someone else was pressing on their own wounds, gushing with blood. People didn't seem to notice us, preoccupied with their own tragedy. Is that what happened before we came? Killian was so startled that he lowered his weapon and just stared at what was happening around us. Lima clung to me, staring at the scene unfolding in front of her eyes.
What is this?
I have nothing to do with them. No, not the kids. Shut your mouth, you filthy rat. I'll cut off your tongue.
The man tried to run, but the attacker roughly grabbed his clothes, pulling at him and knocked the victim to the ground.
Die, traitor. No, I'm not.
A quick slash of the blade and black liquid splattered to the ground.
You'll pay for it, the bye speech.
He trembled, his eyes glazed over, and he fell dead. Kiran! Kiran clung to my arm, petrified as his breath kept getting faster. He shouldn't have to go through something like this. So do the others. What is this? What's going on with my child Gabriel? He literally is white, like he's completely...
What's going on here? What's...
Gran kept shaking and twisting in pain. Are they real? Can they see us? Probably not.
No, Amita, my daughter.
The woman roared in terror, trying to get to someone, but another man grabbed her by her hair.
Where are you going?
What is this? She immediately fell on her knees before him.
Please, Master, have mercy. I didn't even know them. We lived quietly. We respected the laws.
So they were killed because they talked.
You're a rotten apple like all the bitches in your nasty family.
She didn't even have time to respond. Lima flinched next to me.
No.
The blade went through. It finally dawned on me. Fire, a massacre, an act of revenge. It's a blood-foiled, a treacherous betrayal, the price of their escape. As Vimal said, the Dubais don't forgive betrayal.
What are you talking about?
We're looking at the past. Yes, at the revenge taken for my family leaving. No, I didn't think about that. I thought this is what happened before we arrived. Like all of these villagers that they were gone, you know? Because they were gone, I thought they were murdered here because they talked when we came here for the investigation. I don't understand.
Mom and Grandma?
But how come they can see it?
There you are.
I nearly jumped out of my skin when an icy hand squeezed my shoulder from behind and roughly turned me around. Everyone turned around at once too and recoiled when they saw the dead, disfigured woman. Her throat was slit open and her lips were black with clotted blood. Her eyes were empty, angry.
Have you come to atone for your sins? It's too late. We're all dead here.
How long?
23 years.
So technically the people in here weren't here at all? There was no one here?
Get away from her.
Killian fired a few pointless shots and Rani just grinned wickedly.
You don't deserve to live. We were killed, so you also need to lie in the ground with us. You should feed the worms.
Her strong fingers snatched me away from the others. Killian and Lima tried to help me, but they were thrown away by an unknown force. They both fell down, only Kiran remained unharmed.
Mala.
Stay where you are. Don't move.
I'm going to put a bullet through you, bitch.
Dad, Killian! You speak my language. Don't. You can hit the Mala. Shoot. Don't shoot. 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 Come on, Killian.
You sure?
Go on. That'll hit you right in the head.
Killian hesitated for a second and then pulled the trigger several times. I squeezed my eyes shut. That's what you get, you little whore. That's what you get. That's something you have to learn. Sometimes you have to take risks. Sometimes you just have to take risks for the better. Shoot it. Rani's grip loosened slightly, but she was still holding me. I felt like I was being dragged not only by Rani, but by dozens of invisible hands. Gabriel, who was on his knees, suddenly hissed, "Oh my god!
All their deaths are on your conscience. Your hands are covered in blood. Your hands are covered in blood. There is no place for you on earth, especially for him."
Grant stood up in an instant and grabbed Kiran. "Hands off my baby!" "No!" I started struggling. "I have to protect Kiran." This thought gave me new energy and I rushed to protect my brother. 47 gems. This is actually ridiculous. Okay. I rushed to protect my brother. I pushed Rani away and rushed to Kiran with my last drop of strength. Grant blocked my way, but I punched him in the face. Poor him. His head tilted back and blood started gushing from his nose, trickling on me. Poor him. He's being possessed. Leave him alone. I pushed him again and collapsed on top of him. I was desperate, frantic. I was ready to do anything to protect Kiran. Oh, poor Gabriel. Get away from my brother. We collapsed on the damp, chair ground.
Mala, don't.
Kiran wanted to run to me, but I immediately barked. Barked like a dog. Away, run away.
No.
Gabriel tried to get up, but I grabbed him by his throat and yanked him toward me. You stay down. I'm ready to kill for him. Thanks to you, Kiran didn't get hurt, okay? Kiran didn't dare approach us, but he didn't run away either. He stood there staring at me in terror, shaking all over. Ooh, to respect, let's go.
Stupid girl. All the women in your family are so stupid.
Is that true? Who are you to talk to me like that? Definitely not Gabriel anymore.
Huh?
Like I said, I think he's being possessed. While we were distracted, Kiran had picked up a stick and smashed it on Gabriel's legs with all his strength. Bore him! Grant swore and jerked away. Kiran grabbed my arm and pulled me toward him.
Come on, come here.
I got up and hugged my brother tightly. His heart was pounding like crazy. You're an idiot. You put yourself in danger. I told you to run.
Then we're both idiots.
It lies in the family. A wave of ice-cold air washed over us again. I knew that the unknown creatures were approaching. Turning around, I channeled all the rage I felt at the thought that they could hurt my brother into a commanding scream. Go away, stupid animals! My voice alone was enough to make some of those creatures freeze. Ooh, let's go! Another respect point. Kiran couldn't believe his eyes, and I felt a wave of powerful, life-giving energy wash over me. Don't go near him, ever. Otherwise, I will destroy you. She said, you already have the skills to fight the supernatural. You can fight back more effectively. Kiran was unharmed. Let's go. The confusion continued. People were running around screaming and sobbing. Oh my gosh. But there was someone conducting this whole horrific orchestra. A figure was walking around at a stately pace, his face obscured by a hood. Oh god. This literally looks like AMRIT, so I would have to say the grandfather. Like he found out. That's who I need. I have to find out who that is, no matter what. Otherwise, this will have been all for nothing. I got to my feet and ran at the ghostly figure who stood with his back to me. What did I want from him? Could I even touch him? It didn't matter because... Let's go, another one. You see, this is actually ridiculous. It didn't matter because I jumped forward and grabbed his hand. We have to see what he looks like. Putting all my strength and anger into this gesture, I almost shredded his hand with my nails. The stranger twitched, but I couldn't see his face. All my attention was focused on his fingers. A man's hand, a silver ring with a tiger. Yes, like I said, a Dubai. Divadas? You were able to see a distinctive mark. This will help. I already knew that it was him. Like, you didn't have to tell me. I reached out to tear the hood off his head, but several hands pulled me away. Nice. So literally you paid just for nothing. That's beautiful. He was now staring at me and I could see him grinning. I know who you are. I know that you swore vengeance on us. All the dead suddenly turned to me.
It's your fault. You killed us all. You should have died with the others. You don't deserve to live. Die.
The dead were approaching in an endless stream. None of the living could help me or couldn't even come closer. No!
Amala.
I knew I only had a few moments left before the first of the dead was going to get to me. There was no way for me to escape. My mind was filled with fear, not for myself, but for my brother. If they kill me here, what's going to happen to him, to the others? No. I didn't notice how my body was suddenly filled with the warm sensation of a familiar presence. Ratan? All the creatures froze instantly. Ratan? Ratan! He had arrived. Rita Shiva. Oh, wow. Ratan ain't playing. He said, look at my beauty. He ain't playing. Everything around us filled with a strange light and warmth as the deity slowly descended toward us. He said, I'm here. He looks fine, though. And the snakes are a little dramatic, sir. His handsome face was calm, but his black eyes twinkled with a seething rage that I knew he was about to unleash.
Away, go away.
There were other shadows curling behind his broad back, his shadow. Like tamed animals, they jumped to Killian, Lima, and Kiran. They stayed close, protecting them from the faceless monsters.
How dare you touch what I'm supposed to protect? Oh,
he ain't playing.
How dare you stand up against me? Just obeyed the gods once and paid dearly. Now you're going to pay again. You will be cursed forever. There will be no mercy for you, only eternal pain.
Damn, sir. Rita Shiva waved his hand mercilessly, and his servants rushed at the faceless dead. There was so much arrogance, cruelty, and power in that gesture. That's who he really was. Our Ratan. As his creatures charged at the dead, Rita Shiva waved his hand gracefully. Terrible cuts appeared on the necks of each corpse like horrific new smiles. Black blood was flowing to the ground in rivers, while his shadows tore the faceless apart, gnawing at them and reveling in their pain. I felt my knees tremble. I was about to lose consciousness from fear and exhaustion. Everything went dark. Falling into oblivion didn't feel like the worst way this could have ended. Darkness, and then warm hands gently grabbed me by my waist. Wow, Ratan. Ratan, you're an icon. Look at this. Calm, caring, reliable, or dangerous, omnipotent, bloodthirsty?
Sleep, don't think.
I obediently let go of the last thread of consciousness, and nothingness swallowed me. Nice. So this is what happens when you don't play by the rules. Let me stop. Okay. So Ratan, the icon, saved us. And we found out that Devadas, Amrit's father, was responsible for rotting out that entire village because of us. Like, because of our grandma and our mother. Now that's something. And you would think he's reliable. Not at all. It's either I can say one thing. It's either the grandfather of Amrit or Amrit's father. One of these two. Because Devadas was talking to them, but like I said, we all know that the Dubais are shady. So it could have possibly been him. But he wouldn't have let them leave in the first place, you know what I mean? But we're gonna find it out. I knew it was the Dubais, like I always knew. I just know. So let's see what's gonna happen next episode, because right now we have been saved by Ratan, but let's see what he's gonna tell us. So that was it for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Besides the fact that I had to pay so many gems, I enjoyed it as well. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.